directors of Mansfield and Ashfield Broadcasting Limited would like to completely distance themselves from any of the tosh likely to be spouted by the three incumbents in Studio 1 from now until 2 o'clock. For the avoidance of any doubt, you listen entirely at your own risk. Long-distance lawyers and members of worldwide pressure groups can listen online at mansfield103.co.uk. All complaints should be addressed to Auntie Flo, 22 Fletcher Road, the Cayman Islands.
The Monday Mouthpiece on Mansfield 103.2.
A very good afternoon to you from the Monday Mouthpiece's first programme, where we deal with the massive problem, if you'll forgive the pun, of fat Mansfield. Or could Ashfield be fatter, or do the obese of Bolsover top us all? Listen carefully, I said the obese of Bolsover, not the beast. According to experts, in 20 years' time, over 40% of us will be obese. News Today says that parents of over-fat children could find them taken into adoption, and the NHS are being faced with the transport problem of the overweight, having to reinforce their people carriers to support the biggies. Today on the panel is the sylph-like Andre Camilleri, the mouthpiece of the people, Sid Pepper. Is he indeed a spokesman for the fat but happy? And I'm the one in the middle to feed in reaction from you. Are fat people happy? Do we have a problem locally with overindulgence? Or is it all blown out of proportion? What are your views? Call us on 01623 666 000. And if you, like me, haven't got a perfect frame, this is for you.
Hey, fatty boom boom, the sweet sugar dumpling. Hey, fatty boom boom, let me tell you something. No, not because you're so big and fat. Don't believe I'm afraid of that. Self-praise is no recommendation. I'm looking for creation. Hey, fatty boom boom.
And in the studio, as I said before, Sid Pepper, voice of the people. Nice to see you again. It seems a long time since I saw you. Looks like you put a bit of weight on.
Hi there, it's nice to be back, I think.
You think? You're not sure? Because
sure.
the man sitting next to you makes... You make him look very, very slim. That's Andre Camilleri. And yet, Andre, this man brought something into the studio which we probably shouldn't have had before the show, didn't he?
Yeah, he brought us one of his lovely lattes from one of his premises. It was absolutely lovely.
Not my premises.
Well, we're not getting into the argument of that, but when you brought in your lattes...
Yes.
He took out his phone. What did he do with it?
He was checking the calorie content, but you've got to understand why. He's no thicker than he was when he was 17. In fact, I recognise that suit.
Yeah, but seriously,
why
did you check the calorie content? And you showed me a list of calorie content things that you've done recently. What's going on?
Well, I just thought coming on the show, I'd have a look at what the calorie content of particular food, and it's amazing. It's obvious. It looks like Sid's been tasting them as well and using the calories. But we do have a problem, don't we?
Oh well, let's see whether we do have a problem locally, because Mansfield 103.2's Ian Watkins has asked Fiona Callaghan, the obesity lead at NHS Nottinghamshire County, and this is what happened.
Well, we know from some of the data that we've got around children's obesity that it is rising in the UK, and we do have a significant problem within the Nottinghamshire area. It is more apparent in the areas of Ashfield and Mansfield. Not significantly different to the rest of the county, but it is a little bit higher. And particularly the problem seems to increase as children are getting older. So we seem to be a bit steady with the rise in when children start school, but we're seeing quite a big rise as they leave primary school and go into secondary school, and it is quite marked in the Mansfield and Ashfield area.
Why do you think Mansfield and Ashfield particularly has this problem?
Well, we know that obesity is related to deprivation, so the combination of people who don't have access to maybe opportunities to be exercise frequently, or don't have the ability to buy healthy food, for example, or their circumstances mean that they don't consider it necessarily to be important. We do know that obesity is particularly high in areas where other diseases are high, so for example with tobacco, sort of smoking levels or levels of long-term conditions. So there does seem to be a link between those people who have a poorer health seems to be affected by obesity too.
Where does the local NHS come in to try and prevent people people from going this way? Prevent people from, getting fatter and fatter as the years go by?
Well, it's interesting that you say that, because to be honest, the NHS as an organisation really is the last point of call, and we really need to be tackling this crisis and this sort of escalation in obesity rates much earlier on. So, for example, schools, in education, in the way we travel around the county, in the way in which we shop and buy food, in the way we plan our towns and cities. And it's all of those, a combination of a range of things which offer people the ability to make the right choices when it comes to health eating and physical activity, the main determinants of obesity. And actually, when it gets to the NHS, it's more about actually solving some of those issues before they've begun.
Fiona Callaghan talking to the programme's producer, Ian Watkins. Well, let's have a look at some of the statistics. Are you geared in, guys? Yeah, Sid and Andre? Well, the top of the shop, or the bottom, whichever way you want to look at it at the moment, is Ashfield, as far as this area is concerned, on 28.4%. 28.4% obese. Mansfield, 25.6%, and the national average in England is 24.2%. On children, which this programme is especially interested in the reception year in Ashfield, it's 8.8, but Mansfield beats it with 8.9. So with our younger brethren, it's coming up in Mansfield. Ashfield's slightly below that. And guess what I've got here? Provided by a doctor, Dr. Patrick Law, who specialises in looking at things like heights and weights, and the calculation of obesity is measured by something called the BMI, Body Mass Index, and there's a way of seeing if your weight is appropriate to your height. Well, later on, there's one for all three of us. And it's going back in the safe. Producer Ian's got that, and we'll let him have that now. Well, we'll be taking a break just a second away from now, but we've got your calls to get in as well on 01623 666 000. We want to hear what you think. Do you think that in this area, in Mansfield, Ashfield, Bolsover, we are too obese? Have we got a real problem? Let's have your calls coming into here. And very shortly, we'll be talking to a man who studies the sporting physical form. Martin Kellner, the Guardian writer, who covers lots of football, lots of rugby, lots of sport. Maybe we'll be hearing how he thinks we can avoid being overweight.
The Monday Mouthpiece on Mansfield 103.2. Phone now on 01623 666 000.
Picture this. You order your new conservatory and your home becomes a building site for weeks on end with skips, mess, builders, mayhem. Did you know that Everseal can build your new conservatory in just 3 days with no mess at all? A conservatory in just 3 days and you save a fortune. How do we do it? Visit everseal.co.uk.
Every day at Available Car, we have big choice. We have over 2,000 cars from £3,000 to £15,000 and over 700 cars under £7,000. All checked and prepared to our highest standards. That's big choice at Available Car Castle Donington. It's big choice at Available Car Sutton and Ashfield. And it's big choice at AvailableCar.com, your local low-price used car supermarket.
AvailableCar.com. Brighten up your home this summer with a brand new carpet. You know where to go.
Go to B&J. Benefit straight away. Go to B&J. Benefit straight away. Go to B&J. For carpets, benefit straight away. Go to B&J.
Make a B&J line to B&J Carpets on Kirkby Road, Sutton. Why would you go anywhere else?
For carpets, benefit straight away. Go to B&J.
Now that the kids have gone back to school, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with all this spare time on my hands. But at least I'll have a little extra to spend on myself. I know what I'm going to do.
At Label Traders right now, autumn fashions are arriving daily, including new knitwear and nightwear. Label Traders is a genuine factory shop just off the A38 at the Ashfield pub. There's lots of parking, a coffee shop, and a kiddies play area.
A chip on your windscreen could crack at any moment, often when you least expect it. Call Autoglass as soon as you spot a chip to get it repaired. It's usually free for you if you're fully comp, saving you the hassle and cost of a new windscreen.
Call Autoglass directly on 0800 234 234 or visit autoglass.co.uk.
Autoglass repair, Autoglass replace.
Mid-mornings with OH Parsons, Mansfield's personal injury solicitors. Fighting your corner since 1946. See what we can do for you. Call Mansfield 274 000 or visit ohparsons.co.uk.
You're with the Monday Mouthpiece, first showing and first hearing, of course. And in the studio, Andre Camilleri on my... Well, you can't see him because he's on radio, but he's looking resplendent, well-suited, well-booted in the middle of the studio at the moment. And Sid Pepper, the voice of the people. Let's nail our colours to the mast, Sid, first of all. I mean, what do you think on the subject? Are people too obese, or do we not care enough about our weight in the area? What?
Well, you'll have to get used to it, because that's how it's going to be. I mean, if you're going to encourage children to play sport through a box, you know, that's next exercise gone. If you're going to provide them with fast food outlets, then that's where it's going to be. You're not going to change that. No government's going to change that. NHS isn't going to change it.
Well, surely we should do something about it if it's going to be damaging to their health, etc. We've even got a story in the newspapers now coming out about kids who are well overweight, and the government virtually saying, you know, people can move in and make those kids effectively taken from the parents' control. Andre?
Well, many years ago, I mean, before, you talked about rickets earlier, when kids were underfed many years ago, the kids used to be taken into care. And people who are, and children, I mean, we're not talking about kids who are a little bit plump like we used to see. These are real obese kids that can hardly get around. They need looking after it. It's a form of abuse. Well, to bring a child up, to have a child at 7 or 8 years old, obese, fat, can't move around, the parents have got to take some responsibility and make sure that kid don't get the calories too many calories.
I'm reading a catchline in a newspaper here which says, fatties cost NHS an extra £25 million. Now that's a pull. That's a huge pull. £25 million. And you're saying, Sid, just let it carry on.
Well, you've got to look at the bigger picture. This is how we've become. You can't alter that. And, you know, if we're going to get the government starting to tell us, well, perhaps they ought to do better at running the country and leave these things of personal choice to people. The point being is they shouldn't be there. You're talking about parental control, which is what Andre was alluding to there. It goes back to the breakdown of discipline. It's everything. But when you've got to think about it, this is the way forward now. If it wasn't for the fast food outlets, what would happen to youth unemployment? It'd rocket. So something has taken over.
Yeah, you need a degree to work in a fast food outfit nowadays, because if you go into most of them, you find it's kids who've got degrees, but that's a whole different story. We said you look slim, Andre. He looks, well, not slim. What do you think of my physique?
Well, your weight's right for your height.
He's not 6 foot. He's not 6 foot.
No, you're a little bit overweight for your height.
My weight would be all right if I was about 6 inches bigger.
But when you were a little boy, your mum and dad looked after your weight, and you weren't overweight. But these kids now are being brought up, and I agree with what Sid said. It's true. But some of these kids can't move around. I was in Skegness over the weekend, and the amount of children you saw that were really overweight, really fat, and you've got to feel sorry for the kids. They can't enjoy the sport.
With sometimes the parents suffering from
the same, the big families. You know, like you say, it's the modern day. I'm not blaming them. I mean, but when you can buy a pre-cooked dinner for £1 and fruit and veg costs £2, then you're going to go for the cheaper option, because we are living in a deprived area, and that's what they do.
Well, the one way that the
government's got to take some responsibility to sort it out.
One of the things I do to try and sort of allow myself the glass of wine or whatever is I get on me jogger and walk uphill. But one man who studies the human form in a sporting sense is Guardian writer and former Mansfield 103.2 presenter Martin Kellner. Now, I've got him on the line now at the moment. Martin, what's your view on this? In Mansfield, places just north of us, Barnsley right at the top of the flipping list of obesity. What's your view on the subject? It's a silent view. We've lost him, unfortunately, but there you go. Speaking quickly, he immediately turned again, and we've got him on a different line. That's good. So, is he there now? Are you there, Martin? I'm sorry, we haven't got him there.
Technical hitch.
It's a technical hitch. Maybe he's gone for his lunch.
Just going back, some years ago, the county council sold off a lot of the playing fields from the schools. And these are the things for housing. Kids, don't play football as much. They don't seem to be out on they can't walk to school like we did, because we live in this pampered society where kids can't walk to school. They have to be given a lift. They have to be... You two, today, talking about the school run, who's going to take the kids? Well, we used to walk to school.
Oh, that's very nice. Yes, that's very nice. Yes, you used to walk to school. It was only about 50 yards away, your mum said to me.
No, it's, good half a mile walk to school there, back, go and call for your mate, have a bit of fun.
Only because I'd use the bus money on Eric's T-bar.
Yeah, and probably had a hamburger on the way home as well. Martin Cannon, we have managed to get him on the line now. He hadn't nipped away for his lunch. I don't know if you heard what I said before. What's your view on the subject? It's the northern areas getting the real stick. I know you do a lot of work in the south as well, Martin. Are we the biggest problems of obesity, and why have we got it? What do you think? He doesn't think. Oh, we have seriously got a problem there. I'm awfully sorry, folks, but we'll move on. By the way, the time just coming up now to 20 minutes past 1 o'clock. If you're wondering where the music is today, that'll be back at 2 o'clock today. And we will... of course, be getting you right up to date with one or two other things regarding this obesity, and that, of course, will also mean that we'll be opening these envelopes, which will decide whether Sid is obese, whether Andre is obese, or whether I am obese. We'll be hearing your calls as well, some coming in at the moment. 01623 666 000, 01623 666 000, but our technicians at the moment are trying to fix our phone lines, but for the moment, we'll take a break.
AdMag is your local buy and sell paper. To place your free ad, call 08717 12 12 12 or click admag.co.uk. Are you looking for a new bathroom suite? Top quality and with a manufacturer's lifetime guarantee. New Look Bathrooms in Mansfield can save you up to 50% and they'll pay the VAT. The showroom boasts hundreds of ideas for you to get your perfect bathroom and kitchen, including walk-in showers supplied and fully fitted from only £1,995 and free fold-away TV DVD worth over £300 with all kitchen orders. But hurry, as these summer offers can't last forever. Visit New Look Bathrooms and Kitchens on Ratcliffe Gate, Mansfield. Call 621 731 or visit newlookbathrooms.co.uk.
What's this? Half price and a further 25% off? It's crazy! It's mad!
Here, I'll tell you who's mad, pal.
No, I'll tell you who's mad. United Carpets and Beds. They've hundreds of carpets all at half price, plus an extra 25% off in their crazy Wednesday one-day sale. And if you buy their underlay, they'll fit the carpet for free. United Carpets and Beds, they're bonkers. Oh, and what about their price promise? Find a better like-for-like carpet deal and they'll give you the carpet and fit it free. Conditions apply. Don't miss the one-day crazy sale this Wednesday at United Carpets and Beds, 8 till 8 at Kirkby and Ashfield and Mansfield Woodhouse.
Maid Marian Hair and Beauty Edwinstowe specialise in hair extensions by Raccoon and offer a full range of professional beauty treatments, including massage, facials, eyelash extensions, teeth whitening, biosculpture nails, callus peel and more. Special offers every week. Open till late on Ollerton Road, Edwinstowe. Call 825 888.
This is Corporal Ferguson calling in from Cyprus. I'm here training with the Territorial Army. Been up since 4, done a 2-mile run, a chemical drill, and I'm about to do my first parachute jump. If only the girls in the office could see me now.
I'm not really Corporal Ferguson. I'm an actor. The real Corporal Ferguson hasn't got time to make a radio commercial. She's too busy hanging out with her new mates and using what she's learnt. Join her.
The TA is recruiting now. Use your spare time to earn extra cash, learn new skills and play your part in the British Army. Search Join the TA or call 0845 600 8080. Do more, be more.
At Mansfield Honda, we think we've cracked it. It being bringing you our best ever new Honda offer. Because right now, get selected brand new 61 plate Hondas with 4 years free servicing and 4 years roadside assistance, plus 4 years 0% finance. And that means 4 years of low monthly payments. Best ever offer? We think it's got to be. So see Mansfield Honda at Southall Road, West Mansfield today. Representative 0% APR. At Mansfield Honda, we think...
Mid-mornings with OH Parsons, Mansfield's personal injury solicitors. Now with £35 million compensation recovered in the last 3 years. Call Mansfield 274 000.
Monday Mouthpiece, Gremlins sorted out. And if God is willing, we can resurrect, because we never actually got him on the air before, the man from The Guardian, who's also been a presenter on Mansfield 103.2, comes, I think, originally from the north, so he'll be familiar with the mills and the mines and everything else, but he also covers a great deal of active sport, etc. One of the things we've been talking about, Martin Kellner, is the fact that now, even families could see themselves split up on a point of obesity. If the kids are, have got too much overweight, if the parents has been seen as not looking after them, there's a case coming up at the moment where it could be those kids could be removed. Now, what's your view on it all?
Well, I think it's a big issue, Tony. I mean, I don't like to take things too seriously, but I think this is a serious issue. And, we all, on a sort of small scale, we all see this going on. It's a very minor form of child abuse, but you see little kids in their buggies, and the parents are feeding them a pasty from Greg's, or they're feeding them chips, or they're McDonald's, all that sort of thing, and that's where it starts. They say you bring the Olympics to Britain, you see elite sports people, get more people involved in sport. But I'm not sure that seeing sport at that level, at the elite level, and especially a lot of the events, things like rowing, they're not things that normal working class people are going to take part in. I'm not sure that's the issue. I think the issue is the fact that the government and the food industry, to an extent, are in cahoots, and the people who pay taxes from these large food firms, more or less have got away with making the food that we eat a lot less healthy than it was. I think the problem is parents do feed this food to their kids at a very early stage. I don't exactly know what you do about it, but that's clearly where the problem stems from.
What view do you take on things like sportsmen endorsing products which may not be the best of health products for eating or drinking or whatever? What view would you take on that?
I think it's very questionable. I think one of the problems with the Olympics is, if you look at the money that's come into the Olympics and where the sponsorship's coming from, it's people like Coca-Cola, they're putting millions into the Olympics, it's Pringles crisps, it's McDonald's, it's all those people. And none of this can be good. And I think at the end of the day, the Olympics, on balance, will not help at all. In fact, if anything, will hinder, because, on the one hand, you've got the elite sportsmen taking part in various activities. On the other hand, you have got these major companies who sell, let's be honest, unhealthy food, and the calories are only part of it. I mean, McDonald's are starting putting calories or giving the public information about the calories that's in their food. And good on McDonald's for that. But when you take the additives, the salt, the fat, and everything else, the calories are only one part of it. And I think I take a very dim view, to be honest, of sports people. Let's name names. Gary Lineker, for instance, I think he's just been dropped from Walker's, but for 16 years he's been pushing Walker's crisps. Is that good? I think not.
It goes back to the old days when smoking was sort of pushed aside. There used to be adverts for smoking. I mean, you used to see smoking all over the place in adverts, and that's gone. But I want to go to Sid Pepper, who is in our studio. He's our voice of the people, Martin, and he was saying just before that he doesn't think things can change. We're stuck with it. What do you mean by that, Sid, again?
Well, obviously he's educated, and more or less he said what I said. The point being is get used to it, because too many people now, have got in this trough. They're making
literally
money out
in the
of it.
trough, yes.
Literally in the trough. So basically, they're encouraging this in the diet and the industry that does, and the industry that serves it. And it could very well be the employment of the future. Isn't anybody going to make money out of keep fit for young kids because of the health and safety rules, etc., etc.? There is no exercise. There is nothing for them to do except use their thumbs. They're going to end up with thumbs as big as biceps. But the point being is, accept it. Stop telling people what they should and shouldn't do. It hasn't worked with cigarettes. It isn't going to work with food. Leave it alone. Live with it.
Martin, what should they do? Is there anything that you can think of?
Well, many thanks to Sid for calling me educated. That's the nicest thing maybe said to me today.
He does exaggerate, Martin. He does exaggerate.
I don't think quite as pessimistic of you, because I think we are slightly more educated now in as a nation in terms of what's in this food. We know that additives are bad for us, and we know that the processed food industry is absolutely full of additives and it's full of salt. So that part of the education we've got, I think what needs to be done, I think it's down to, to take another example of the riots and everything, it's down to parenting. And I think at the end of the day, if we can
some schools, they have things like parenting classes, and I think if people are brought up to think, look, if you are going to have children, don't stuff all this processed food down their throats. A bit of it, yeah, fine, but don't give 6-month-old kids, sitting in their buggies, don't give them a packet of McDonald's McDonald's chips to eat, because it's not going to be good for them at the end of this. So there is something to be done. I think it's all about education. I think we're getting there. And maybe taking the optimistic view, maybe the obesity crisis is at its peak now, and things will get better. I'd like to think they would as we become more educated about what's in processed food.
Martin, what are you having for lunch?
What am I having for lunch? Well, that was interesting. I've been up very, very early this morning, so I have a sort of brunch. But I had toast with Marmite. Not the greatest, a lot of salt in it and that sort of thing. I had 2 cups of coffee, but I'm beyond helping. It's not me, it's the young people they want to help. Yes, it's too late for me.
Martin, thanks very much for joining us. Martin Kellner, Guardian writer and a former Mansfield 103.2 presenter who covers a great deal of sport and studies the human body. Who have we got on the line at the moment? I'm just looking across the studio. It's Maria Gibson. Maria, are you there?
I am.
Would it be true to say, Maria, without making too fine a point, that you're hardly a Slenderella?
I'm fat and happy. I'm classically curvaceous.
I beg your pardon. Classically curvaceous. What does that mean? I mean, can you...
I've got all my curves in the right place. They're a little bit excessive, but there's much more to grab hold of.
Andre, you're the most elegant, perhaps, of us in the studio at the moment. Do you like a woman who's a little bit larger? I mean, the Egyptians do, don't they?
Well, I've met Marie, and Marie is like voluptuous. Is that the word you're looking for?
Maria, you're a big, smiley lady, aren't you, Maria?
I have to say, I went to Tunisia a few years ago.
And they loved you.
They offered my partner 250 camels for me.
Yeah.
So I'm quite happy.
Did he take them?
I'm still here, darling.
Maybe we should get your partner on the line.
I'm irreplaceable.
Marie, the problem is it's all right for you because you're an adult and you can make your own decisions. But these we're talking about young kids, 5 to, from 2 or 3 to 12, 15, overweight, really obese, can't get around, can't play football, can't get bullied at school, get all the things. It's not good. And the parents have got to take some responsibility. Again, this mamby-pamby society, all about it's the parents' fault, yeah. But we've got to...
but let's be realistic. We're talking parents and we're talking this generation.
We're talking about parents. Your parents, my parents, everybody's parents, yeah.
There is a lot of stuff that is lost in parenting skills nowadays.
Absolutely.
And everything is made far too easy for parents today. You've got your McDonald's. When I had my kids ate what we were eating, and that was if we had a Sunday roast, they had the Sunday roast, but it was either blended down or made to suit the child's needs.
Are you a good role model for them?
Yeah, I think so. I eat healthily. My kids eat healthily, but they still eat homegrown vegetables and homegrown produce.
Okay.
In fact, my middle daughter phoned me yesterday and said, Mum, how do you blanch runner beans? Show some of the parents of today, the younger generation, a runner bean, and they wouldn't even know what to do with it.
They'd run away.
Eat it yeah, exactly. And it's about educating the young mums and dads of today about what is and isn't good for their children.
Maria, thank you very much for joining us. Maria Gibson joining us on the line there. I want to speed on to some of your calls. Matt Bell is on the line now. Matt, what have you got to say to us?
Hello, mate. Yeah, well, I'm just listening to some of the stuff you're saying. I think it's quite interesting, but I think there's some key factors you're missing, really. I mean, all right, where did this divide come? You've met me, you know me quite well. I'm tall, I'm thin. I got bullied for being tall and thin. I was told I couldn't do sports, this, that and the other. It doesn't matter if you're fat or thin. You were called, you can't do anything. So there's a key issue there. But also, like you sort of came across earlier, cheapness of food. I can go to your Asda's, your Tesco's and whatever else. I can pick 30, 40 sausages up for deep frying or oven bake for £1. But if I want to buy some healthy, I can't.
Right.
And then you're on about the sporting issues. Well, not sound funny. I'd love somebody to turn around and say, oh, yeah, well, you're obese, you can't run this. And go say that to a rugby player that's 20 stone, that's 6'2", and fitter than most athletes anyway.
Yeah, so it's money-driven. Of course it is, but it's been made to be like that.
Yeah, it's money-driven, but at the end of the day, you've got that other scenario. You've already said it earlier. You're in a deprived area. You have to cut your cloth accordingly. You can't go out and buy a load of fruit and veg, or go to butchers and get a decent cut of meat that's going to cost you 50 quid.
It's not just poor people that are obese.
No, but
also as well, you've got the other aspect. Let's look at this. Let's look back in history. Seriously, if you was a larger person, that was a sign of and well-to-do. If you were small, skinny, and runty like I am, or I'm tall, I was poor, or I was scab.
But now,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, but now, if you're fat and you're big and fat, it looks like you're a poor person. That's how it comes over. But what I'm saying is, where do you do that? We're on about kids who can't make their own choices. What do you put in their mouths? Do you put a McDonald's when you should be putting something fresh?
Well, when I've got my son, when I'm going for school holidays and stuff, because unfortunately at the minute I'm unemployed, I will try and cut my cloth accordingly. All right, if I can go out and get him some mincemeat or something like that and make a lasagna, I will do. If I haven't, and it's something quick, but then you've got the other scenario, because of the way things are advertised. Recently, look at the adverts at McDonald's with the Happy Meals.
Yeah.
Kids are happy, kids are happy, kids are happy. You've already said it earlier, that advertising is designed like that for kids, so they think that's what should be right.
All the fast foods are available.
Yeah, everything's available, isn't it?
Yes.
Right, that's Matt Bell on the line there, and you're coming on in droves at the moment. Let's get on to Big Al. Are you as big as that sounds, Al?
Hello there.
Hello there. Well, are you as big as Big Al sounds? Big Al sounds like you're a big guy.
I'm actually 17 stone 5 now.
And you're only 5'1"?
I'm 5'7".
Oh. 7. And
I've lost a lot of weight.
So you've worked hard at that?
Yeah.
How have you done that so far?
Well, I ain't actually worked hard at it. My wife decided she wanted to divorce me, and through a lot of stress and what have you, what I've had, I've just suddenly lost weight.
Well, I don't want to put that down as a remedy for losing weight. I mean,
it's always worth a couple of stone.
It's a bit drastic. When you get the legal bill, you will.
I will give it to anybody as a remedy. I was 24 stone 8 when I was with my wife. And then when I separated from her, I drastically just lost weight, and I've gone down to 17 stone 5 now.
Are you aiming to go lower? Are you aiming to go lower?
Yeah, I'm still losing now.
Are you feeling better for it?
I am feeling better.
So therefore, keep off the hamburgers and you keep going.
But I never used to be like this. My mother always used to call me dustbin belly. So I always used to have a healthy appetite, and I used to run to school and back, and that's at Bolsover.
Because you had healthy food. You had healthy food.
But then, later on in my life, I ended up getting cancer. I was always an athletic type of person, but then I got cancer in my spine, and it stopped me from being, doing sporting activities. And because I got that, I was in a wheelchair for 18 months, and I just put weight on, and that gained me weight and weight and weight.
Big Al, let me tell you something.
All this time now to get rid of it.
Big Al, let me tell you something at the moment. One of the things that this programme is not doing and not intending to do in any way is to poke fun or be frivolous about people who have a weight problem or otherwise. But the interesting thing, of course, and Sid Pepper made this point before the programme even started, there are people where it isn't a question of what they're eating or anything like that either gives them extra weight, puts on extra weight. It can be in the genes, I'm told, and that sort of thing. So, it's not everybody who's overeating that causes a problem for themselves. Well, we're going to take the briefest of breaks, and then maybe we can give you a little bit of help, because we will have on the line a special nutrition expert based in Mansfield, and who'll tell us what we should be eating.
The Monday Mouthpiece needs you. Call now 01623 666 000.
Give your business a brighter outlook. If you're starting or growing a business, think Mansfield. The business place has 4 locations across Mansfield, Mansfield Woodhouse and Warsop, offering quality, affordable and flexible offices and workshops. From as little as £150 per month, fully inclusive space is now available on easy in, easy out terms. In fact, there's so much included we don't have time to cover it all now. So if you'd like to know more, check out thebusinessplace.org.uk or call Mansfield 463 151. Mansfield 463 151. Terms and conditions apply.
Incredible products, unbeatable deals. It has to be the Sony Centre. Get a 32-inch Freeview HD Bravia TV for just £399 with free 5-year guarantee. And enjoy internet TV services with a free wireless dongle, saving you £70. Then complete your package with a stand and Blu-ray player for just £100. But hurry, TV offer ends 7th of September. Sony Centre. Queen Street, Mansfield. Internet TV services require broadband connection.
What's this? Half price and a further 25% off? It's crazy! It's mad!
Here, I'll tell you who's mad, pal.
No, I'll tell you who's mad. United Carpets and Beds. They've hundreds of carpets all at half price, plus an extra 25% off in their crazy Wednesday one-day sale. And if you buy their underlay, they'll fit the carpet for free. United Carpets and Beds, they're bonkers. Oh, and what about their price promise? Find a better like-for-like carpet deal and they'll give you the carpet and fit it free. Conditions apply. Don't miss the one-day crazy sale this Wednesday at United Carpets and Beds, 8 till 8 at Kirkby and Ashfield and Mansfield Woodhouse.
Auto Glass Repair, Auto Glass Replace.
Emma, 24, technician for Autoglass.
My last customer at Autoglass was a doctor with a hectic schedule. He got a chip on his windscreen but was always in a hurry, so he ignored it. Then on his way to work, he drove over a speed bump and crack. Well, every chip will eventually crack. He called Autoglass directly and I replaced his windscreen while he was in surgery, but he had to pay his expensive insurance excess. That really hurt. If he'd just called when he first saw the chip, I could have repaired it instead. At Autoglass, we can come to wherever's best for you to do the job. It couldn't be easier. Plus, for your peace of mind, we guarantee our workmanship for as long as you own your car. And if you're fully comp, a repair is usually free for you and won't affect your no claims.
Call Autoglass directly on 0800 234 234 or visit autoglass.co.uk.
Autoglass Repair.
One more thing. Most insurers recommend Autoglass, so no need to call them first.
Autoglass Repair, Autoglass Replace.
Mid-mornings with OH Parsons, Mansfield's personal injury solicitors. Fighting your corner since 1946. See what we can do for you. Call Mansfield 274 000 or visit ohparsons.co.uk.
It's the Monday Mouthpiece, our first showing and first hearing. And in the studio is Sid Pepper, the voice of the people, Andre Camilleri, the voice of Andre Camilleri, and my name's Tony Delahunty, and we're musing over an article, Fatties Cost NHS an extra £25 million, and this apparently, I'll quote from the article, it says, supersized equipment for obese patients has cost the NHS more than £25 million in the past 5 years. The bill for heavy-duty gear includes strengthened beds, reinforced operating tables, and extra-wide stretchers. You have a company that deals in beds, Andre, don't you? Are they becoming... I mean, as the obesity is apparently going up all over the country, even in the affluent south, are the bed manufacturers making stronger beds generally?
They're having to strengthen beds and three-piece suites, but having put extra strengthening in it. But just going back to it, food is cheap, really. And
no, cheap food is cheap food.
Yeah, cheap food is cheap. Yeah. Cheap food is cheap,
So is it lifestyle that's rushing people off towards the cheap food?
So what we're saying is, it's all right, we make excuses, I'm not trying to be outspoken, but we make excuses for everybody. The majority of people get fat for eating too many calories. End of story. That's the majority of people get fat. And what I'm saying is, and children have no control over that. We're talking about kids. And it's up to the parents not to give them the calories. They know when they do it. And we all struggle with this weight. And we all have to watch it, don't we? We do. And these parents are just, for whatever reason, like Sid says, they sit watching telly, having a McDonald's and whatever they're doing. But you have a responsibility for that child. If that child's overweight, becomes ill, becomes sick, and sometimes, the worst things happen, what do you do? What happens?
But the point I'm trying to make is, how bad is obeseness? Now, what we're saying from the NHS, how much it's cost, a very high percentage of staff in an NHS are obese. So this is not something that's happened in the last 5 years. Can they not do their job? What I'm trying to say is this is how life is likely to be. If you take away exercise, provide food which is cheap and affordable, then what do you think's going to happen?
Yeah, so just a quickie, because I've got something that's a little bit different in a moment. Do you think, I admit I'm a bit overweight. All right, I'm a bit too much overweight. Maybe a couple of bits.
It doesn't matter, too old.
You admit that you are?
Yeah, we're both too old.
Yeah, no, but you
this is about the younger people, which is where we should be directing this. Well, the point being is, if you take away exercise and if you take away school dinners, you're going to get... This is what we reap, this is what we sowed 20 years ago. Harvest time's coming in now.
Yeah, but would you like to lose a little bit of weight now, for instance, over the next month, something like that? Would you, if you found a way of doing it? Would you try?
No.
Because you're comfortable in yourself?
I'm comfortable in myself, I am what I am.
Okay.
And, that's how we should... And that's the point that I'm trying to make. Stop telling people what they should and shouldn't do. They should be aware of the choices, open to them. It's the same with cigarettes. Packet says this cigarette's going to kill you. It doesn't stop people smoking. End of story.
Yeah, so you're saying a child that doesn't realise the danger should not be protected from it?
That child can see other children out being active, and if they want to be active, then they're going to have to lose some weight.
Well, all right,
Can I just say something? Last night I watched a programme on Big Brother on television.
I wouldn't admit to
listen,
that.
we're just old, and they're nearly all smoking. All these celebrities, minor celebrities, young children watch that programme. What do they think? Like Sid says, people still smoke. But we have a responsibility to our children. If we don't, we might as well walk away and just let everybody.
Who has a responsibility? The parent.
We all do.
Let me introduce the two of you to Natasha Shelford. She runs a Slimming World class in Mansfield. And what I want to ask her about is how the class works. And first, your views on obesity. Natasha, welcome to the programme.
Hi, how is everybody?
Well, they're all right. He's a bit overweight. I'm a bit overweight, and he's as slim as a whip. And
you wouldn't have a business if there wasn't obesity. So
no, that's true.
Run this by me.
So is somebody who's overweight? Is that grist to your mill, so to speak? Is it good to see somebody walking into your Slimming World class who's a bit overweight? They wouldn't come in otherwise, would they?
Oh no, they wouldn't. But it's absolutely brilliant that they do walk through that door and they make that change. To lose the weight and to get their lives back where they want to be. I was a member myself. I still am a member myself. I'm at my target weight, but I joined as a member to lose 3 stone 9, and I thought that at that point that there was nothing that anyone could do for me, or I felt very ashamed of it all and very secluded. But it's been a life-changing journey for myself.
Take us through just a little bit of that journey. The first trip you went into the swimming, Slimming World class. What happened?
Oh, it was really daunting, because when I got there, I actually thought it was going to be like Little Britain. I'm sure listeners out there know what I mean by the fat finder's lady, that she's going to humiliate you, and it was nothing like that. Absolutely beautiful. I went to Peafield Lane with the lovely Sharon Sanders, and she made me very welcome, made me a cup of tea, and she explained our plan. And basically, our plan is eating what you're eating now, just well educated. We don't say that you can't have anything, like you're there saying you shouldn't be eating certain foods, don't tell people what they should and shouldn't be eating. What we want to do is just educate you how to eat to get your weight back down again. And it's brilliant. We have a lovely group. There's quite a few groups out.
Yeah, what's the success rate, though? What's the success rate? Be honest. I mean, you've been very successful, and jolly well done to you.
Oh, I did, yeah.
But what's the success rate?
It's
high success rate?
High. Yes, for sure. I would say for sure 90% of our members will lose and be at their target weight within a year, 2 years, easy. I did it in 8 months.
What did you come down from? You said you lost 3 stone odd.
I came down from 14 stone, and I came down to 10 stone 3.
So you lost 3 stone odd. If Andre lost 3 stone, he wouldn't see him. But I mean,
oh no, he doesn't need to then, does he?
He needs to put some on, I think. But no, I mean, seriously, then, is Slimming World beyond the average purse, then? I mean, there may be people out there who think they couldn't afford to go to Slimming World.
Certainly not. I was of limited means before I became a consultant, and I thought that it's going to be specialised foods, and it's not. It's basically what you eat now, but re-educating. Like we do push the fruit and the vegetables, of course, and lean meat. You can have your chunk of meat with the fat on. Just take the fat off.
Could I have my lager?
You can. You can have your lager on our plan. You have to count it, but you can. We're not saying you can't have it.
Yeah, I mean, what do you approve of Andre here, who isn't overweight, who actually has a calorie counter on his phone? Do you go down to that level? Do you tell people to try and calculate, that potato's worth 98 calorie or whatever?
Well, the best thing about Slimming World is it's all done for you. And what we do is we'll give you 5 to 15 sins a day to use however you wish, alongside our free foods and our super free foods, which are basically vegetables and fruits and meats. And we'll say to you, well, if you want to spend that on your lager, go for it. Have it. It's not going to tip those scales at all.
Have I got two people at cross purposes here then? I've got you saying it works, Slimming World works, dieting works. I've got Sid saying it don't work. Is that right?
I challenge anybody out there that is miserable with the weight or feeling that nobody cares to walk through a Slimming World group stores. We're there. I'm there tonight at St Lawrence's Church Hall at Pexhill. And there is many of us around Mansfield, and I challenge anybody that thinks it can't be done to come in and see. And after 4 weeks, you don't lose any weight, we'll give you your money back.
So go on, one last go at that. When is it tonight?
It's 7 p.m. tonight at St Lawrence's Church Hall, and say hi to everybody, all my lovely members there.
Well, you certainly sound overjoyed. Thanks for joining us, Natasha Shelford. We'll be speaking to our nutritionist very shortly, but before that, listen to these.
Everseal's new state-of-the-art conservatory system is quick, clean and guaranteed for 25 years. You'll save a fortune and your home won't become a building site for weeks on end. Come and see the new range of Everseal conservatories at our showroom on Old Mill Lane, Mansfield Woodhouse, or visit everseal.co.uk.
The Ford Fiesta Studio comes with more as standard, like ESP for safer handling in all conditions and electric front windows, and a clever little fuel cap that recognises the right fuel, and headlights that guide you home. And on top of that, it's a Ford, and it's available from only £9,495 on the road. Ford, feel the difference.
At Megamart, our duty-to-do, price promise, satisfaction delivery 150-day guarantee pledge means that if you find...
and you get a CD player with MP3 connectivity.
If you find a single...
Oh, and speed-sensitive windscreen wipers.
Oh, our price promise pledge...
Oh, and anti-lock braking system too. The Ford Standard. More as standard.
See in store for details!
Do you remember Mansfield in the 80s? Well, the Coopers in Mansfield Woodhouse have the perfect way to relive those nights. With all the lights and songs from the 80s with Remember When Friday night at the Coopers in Mansfield Woodhouse. Listen out for new live entertainment coming late summer. Only at the Coopers, Leeming Lane, Mansfield Woodhouse. The perfect place to start your weekend.
This year, Chevrolet celebrates 100 years of great cars. And from the 10th to the 18th of September 2011, our centenary event is your key to some great offers. Like the Spark 1-liter plus city car from $6,995. Or the new Cruise hatchback 1.6 LS from just $12,995. With a 5-year or 100,000-mile warranty as standard. So visit your Chevrolet dealership and check out the kind of offers that have kept us motoring for 100 years. Chevrolet. Make it happen. For your local dealer, click chevrolet.co.uk.
What's this? Half price and a further 25% off? It's crazy! It's mad!
Here, I'll tell you who's mad now.
No, I'll tell you who's mad. United Carpets and Beds. They've hundreds of carpets all at half price, plus an extra 25% off in their crazy Wednesday one-day sale. And if you buy their underlay, they'll fit the carpet for free. United Carpets and Beds. They're bonkers. Oh, and what about their price promise? Find a better like-for-like carpet deal, and they'll give you the carpet and fit it free. Conditions apply. Don't miss the one-day crazy sale this Wednesday at United Carpets and Beds, 8 till 8 at Kirkby and Ashfield and Mansfield Woodhouse.
As the nights start to draw in, the furniture savings get bigger at Westgate Mansfield. Not only can you save up to 60% off, but between the 9th and 25th of September, we're also giving you exclusive autumn furniture vouchers, so you could save up to an additional £300. Vouchers available in store. Minimum spend. Terms and conditions apply. Mid-mornings with OH Parsons, Mansfield's personal injury solicitors. Now with £35 million compensation recovered in the last 3 years. Call Mansfield 274 000. Got something to say? Want to join in? Call the Monday Mouthpiece now. 01623 666 000.
And we'll try and fit your calls in. Remember, at the end of this programme, we've got 3 envelopes to open because Dr. Patrick Law has been looking at heights and weights of the 3 of us in the studio, and he'll reveal what Sid and I probably already know, and that probably Andre is fit as a butcher's dog, but never mind. Talking about people who are fit and want to stay fit, Katie Williams is a nutrition expert based in Mansfield, and she's going to tell us what we should be eating. Now, before you start, I thought it would be, little bits of things and whatnot, but if I wanted to have a lobster, I could have a lobster, couldn't I?
Absolutely. I'm very relaxed in terms of nutrition, and I like to advise people to really make sure they're getting the most out of life and enjoying their diet. So the first thing I would say to anybody who's wanting to lose weight and be healthier and have more energy is don't try any diet that has got you groaning and feeling miserable inside about, because it's a diet you won't stick to.
Yeah, but I've got a healthy appetite,
Yeah?
Sometimes I feel if I go to one of these posh, expensive restaurants, if I am ever lucky enough to be taken there, and they lift the thing up, and then you suddenly find the food underneath it. If I had a microscope, I think I can just about see that.
Yes, I know the places you're talking about.
but shouldn't that be the way that all of us should be eating? Smaller amounts?
It really depends. There is a school of thought that says if you're eating smaller amounts regularly throughout the day, that's a pretty healthy way to eat. A lot of people know that as sort of grazing. So grazing throughout the day, small amounts. And there's research coming out at the moment that's saying actually you'd be better off having a larger meal but at 3 set points through the day. So it's something that, to be honest, we don't conclusively know about. And different styles suit different people.
Well, Sid, what's your view on that?
I think that makes sense. It's different styles for different people, because this is the point I continually make, which I think you've completely missed the point on. When I say get used to it, it's people's personal choice. And the lady before joined Slimming World, she's done something about it. So that choice is always there for people to improve their life. But they have to be what they have to be to begin with to work out whether they need to improve it.
Well, yeah, I like again, so I agree with. When you're an adult, you can do that, but when you're a child, you can't do it. And children, there's two cultures now. There's the celebrity culture, thin, fit young men, fit young girls, thin, dancing everywhere. Then there's the culture that we're actually having. We're breeding all these big fat children who just hold on, who are sitting at home looking at these images and being really depressed. And a lot of these kids are sitting there really fed up and depressed. And it's our responsibility to try and make their lives better. And what you're saying, nutrition is fat, but the parents have got to learn on what to feed the kids. It's so cheap to buy the cheap, crappy food and expensive to buy the really expensive food.
Is there such a thing as fat burning?
Does that make
foods?
sense?
Is there such a thing as fat burning foods, Kate?
There are, absolutely. I mean, the key really to fat burning is that you want to be doing anything that boosts your metabolism, and that determines how many calories you burn. Everybody's got a very different metabolism, and it depends on so many different factors, including the temperature of your body, for example, how quickly you digest food, your height, your weight, your body type. But there are certain things that everybody can do, really quick and easy and practical things. The first one is to drink water, and we all know how important water is, but however much you're drinking right now, you could probably include an extra glass and really benefit from that, because as soon as you drink water, your metabolism does get that boost and your body sort of goes into fat burning mode. So drink a glass of water as cold as possible is brilliant. And the other thing is spicy foods. So if you're a fan of curries, that's really great news for you. Curries are great as long as they're pretty healthy ones. Chili peppers are another great one if you can add those into.
Katie, can I just stop you for a second? Earlier, before the programme started, and you won't have heard this, Sid Pepper brought us in a drink, all of us, and it was... Just acquaint us with the name of that drink again, Sid.
Chai latte.
Chai latte. And chai. And it's got in it, it's a latte, but it's got a lot of spices. Is that what you said?
It is.
Have I got the ingredients right?
Well, I don't know exactly the spices that are in it, but yes.
Is that possible? You just said that curries have got spice in it, so that could be good. Is it just possible that Sid brought us in something that was useful to drink?
Yes, absolutely. And it goes as far as if you're in your kitchen, a lot of us have got spice racks and spice cabinets. Literally, it's as easy as whatever you're adding to your meal, add in a few spices into it. And chai latte, you're right, is another example of how you can just get that little bit of a spike in your diet and switch on your metabolism and almost sort of restart your fat burning for the day.
Sadly, we're going to run out of time. Just give us one top tip. Come on, Katie, one top tip.
Okay, one top. Eat breakfast every morning within an hour of getting up. If you don't do that, your body doesn't process it as breakfast, and you actually switch your body into fat storing mode.
Katie,
so that would be my biggest tip.
Katie Williams, nutrition expert based in Mansfield. Thank you very much for joining Mansfield 103.2. And now, the envelopes. First of all, Andre, here's your envelope. Now, this is worked out by something called the BMI, the Body Mass Index. And before the programme, we had to fill in our heights and weights. That's about a week or so ago. It went to a GP, Dr. Patrick Law, and he has done the calculation and popped the results into these 3 envelopes. So what does it say? Sid, would you like to read his for him? What does it say? No, he hasn't got his glasses on. No, that goes with age as well, does it, Sid?
You have a BMI of 24.3, which means you are healthy.
Right, now the next one is Sid. Would you like to open that for a moment?
Well,
it is personal to him, of course, but then we don't honour
No, I
those
don't
sorts of
mind
things.
if Andre opens it.
Well, he did say earlier that chap was more intelligent than he was.
Well, the point being is
that applies to most people.
Get on with it and look at your results.
You live on freebies and you're not getting that many now you're not a counsellor, so you're bound to lose weight.
What's the result?
Sid, you are officially obese with BMI of 30.1. Anything
There
over
you go.
30 on the scale is classified as obese, so therefore you are obese. But
If Big Al can... If Big Al can do it, I can do it.
Hang on. So Andre wins from being the good guy. I come in second because I have a BMI of 25.5, which means I am slightly overweight for height and weight. I've got to go and drink some more water, and can I have another of those chai things, please? Chai latte,
you.
that might do
See
me
you
some
later.
good. From all on Mansfield 103.2's Monday's Mouthpiece. Next week we're going to be talking Mansfield Town Centre.
Bye.
Is it going down? Or do we want it to come up? Your choice. Bye-bye.
Hey, fatty boom boom, the sweet sugar dumpling. Hey, fatty boom boom, let me tell you something. No, not because you're so big and fat. Don't believe I'm afraid of that. Self-praise is no recommendation. I'm looking for creation. Hey, fatty boom boom, the sweet sugar dumpling. Hey, fatty boom boom, let me tell you something. Don't me that look like mouse on a $1 bread. I wouldn't stop trying till I drop down